The one we can trust. The one who will restore America now.
I'm Ron Paul, and I approve this message.
You are now listening to the Ron Paul Radio Network. Radio for the revolution.
Yeah, you're back. What's going on, y'all? I think I'm having a little clip in here with mine. Okay, I think we're good. We're going normal. Okay, so yeah, you're back listening to Occupy the Media. I'm your host, Paco, bright and early with you, coming from the West Coast. Supposed to be really hot today. The summer's coming. But even hotter than that is the Ron Paul campaign that we got going around. Be sure, if you haven't already, donate ronpaul2012.com. We need to get as much money as we can, $2.5 million, as soon as possible. Also, if you haven't on Facebook, join Watch the Vote 2012. Also, check out hiddenfourthbranch.com. Again, that's hiddenfourthbranch.com. Fourth is 4th. So that way we can learn how we can combat voter fraud. And also, if you're in my area, Los Angeles area, you want to join on Facebook, LA Liberty HQ. Again, that's LA Liberty HQ. That's our phone bank over here. And if you're in Louisiana, don't forget your district caucuses are coming up Saturday, April 28th, 8:30 a.m. until 12 noon. You can go to lagop.com for more information with that. Okay, so I got another little clip here from Ron Paul. He got interviewed by, I think it's Syracuse.com. So let's go ahead and play that little clip real quick for you. Let's see.
Well, the pundits would say that the campaign is pretty much over. Romney's got it sold out. And yet here you are with what seems to be going to be a very large crowd of enthusiastic young people. How do you explain this phenomenon?
I don't have a full explanation. All I know is what I see as evidence. Ordinarily, in a conventional political way, if the campaign is over and the candidate that is assumed he can't win, what happens is the money dries up and the support dries up. And that hasn't happened. In the last 2 weeks, the crowds are getting bigger, not smaller. And over the last weekend, we indicated that the campaign could use a little cash in his account. I think they sent $1.5 million.
Civil liberties have been going on for a long time. They've got much worse in the last 10 years, especially since 9/11. It was shortly after 9/11. Understandably, we were all very, very concerned about what was happening, but I don't think the analysis was very good. It was considered almost treasonous to suggest that maybe 9/11 had something to do with the phenomenon described by the CIA and the Defense Department, the thing called blowback. Maybe that had something to do with it.
Okay, so you know Ron Paul continuously has the crowd going crazy. You guys can check out that clip at Syracuse.com. So I want to jump into a headline here. This is from the PittsburghLive.com. This was on April 20th, actually this morning. Headline, at Dormont High, Ron Paul is, quote, best all around. Now, although Dormont High School's graduating class of 1953 named Ron Paul the best all-around student, Marlene Holmes Dunn and other classmates never thought he would run for president. The Texas congressman who grew up in Green Tree brings his long shot campaign home today. As a junior at Dormont, Paul was a state track champion. He attended Gettysburg College and obtained a medical degree at Duke University. He was a resident at Maggie Women's Hospital in Oakland and a flight surgeon with the Air Force and the Air National Guard before moving to Texas to practice. And let's see here. Paul's wife, the former Carol Wells, graduated from Dormont a year after he did. They have 5 children, including U.S. Senator Rand Paul, of representative of Kentucky. Let's see here. Eileen Muse coordinates reunions for Dormant's 99-member class of 1953. She recalls Paul as a gentleman and a gentle man. Muse said the Pauls try to attend reunions despite his busy schedule. The last one he attended was probably 2003. He enjoyed the heck out of it, Muse said. We knew he was a congressman, and he never was a bragger or an egotist. He was always the guy we went to school with. Jim Cromie, a spokesman for Keystone Oaks School District, which now includes Dormont, said other graduates often mention Paul's character. I just got a sense that he was one of those people that was charismatic, dynamic, intelligent, and a very driven guy. Cromie said, noting that classmates who might not have foreseen his rise in politics could clearly see that this was a man who had a lot of qualities going for him. Muse plans to attend Paul's town hall to show support and reconnect with the couple if given the chance. Holmes Dunn cannot be there, but hopes other alumni attend. He is very sincere about liberty, and he does have a lot of young people that follow him, she said. I believe he has some very excellent ideas on how to handle certain things that we seem to have a problem with in this country right now. So, yeah, these are people that went to school with him, high school with him, and they're talking about his character back then and through the years, seeing him through the reunions and things. And it's great, man, that Ron Paul, again, like I was saying yesterday, doesn't have to brag about anything, doesn't have to boast about anything. We can do all that for him, and that's what we need to do. We need to be out there bragging about him and spreading the message. And it just goes to show, no matter what the media tries to put on him or call him, say he's a racist or anything like that, the truth is when you talk to people, who knew Ron Paul, friends with Ron Paul, been around Ron Paul, the truth is he's far from that. He's kind with everyone. We just talked about yesterday, he helped out a black female ex-IRS agent while she was in prison. We should be interviewing her soon, coming up on Ron Paul Radio next week. So, yeah, man, we got to keep on pushing his name out there. People need to know about his character, Now, another headline we have here on politicalticker.blog's CNN, Paul campaign touts campaign cash. Ron Paul Republican presidential campaign says they raised more than $2.6 million last month, bringing to nearly $10.4 million the amount they took in during the first quarter of this year. The campaign of the longtime congressman from Texas, who's making his second straight bid for the GOP presidential nomination and third overall run for the White House, says they have nearly $1.8 million cash on hand and no debt. And that's how you do it. Meanwhile, these other candidates, besides Romney, are sitting in debt, trying to get help from their supporters to pay off their debt. Meanwhile, Ron Paul's going around, getting fast food, eating cheap, acting like an American, living within his means and not blowing his supporters' money, which makes us feel good that we're not just sending money to him and it's just being spent recklessly. We can trust Ron Paul, to do what he says, because his action speaks louder than words, and that's why we support him. Now, this other article, we might have to jump into it after the break. I think we're coming up to the break here in a minute. On air, it's Obama versus Paul. This was on Politico.com, and they're talking about how Ron Paul and Obama at the moment are the only ones that have ads up. Let's see here. As the political world girds for a general election matchup between Barack Obama and Mitt Romney, the airwaves are telling a different story. Going by TV ads alone, you might think the campaign was between the president and Ron Paul. That's who it needs to be between. Anyways, I'll finish that when we get back. I'm Paco, your host. You're listening to Occupy the Media. We'll be back.
If you have enjoyed the programming on Ron Paul Radio Network, please go to ronpaulradio.com/support. That's ronpaulradio.com/support and make your small donation. All revenues received by the network go toward paying expenses and upgrading our service to you and to the Liberty Movement. As always, we pledge our transparency so that you can rest comfortably knowing that your dollars are hard at work, bringing radio to the revolution. That's ronpaulradio.com/support to make your donation today.
An idea who
whose time has come cannot be stopped by any army or any government. Freedom brings people together. We got to get the truth out. That is what we need.